personal foul.
That was absolutely ridiculous.
The Boston Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
Up on down. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Red Sox win the World Series.
I don't know. It's tough. Tom's up there, man.
Well, I've been a fan of Boston Celtics for, my whole life pretty much.
The first Celtics game was back when I was like 7 years old.
The Boston Celtics became legendary.
What's going on YouTube? It is your boy Jesse Almeida here on YouTube and on Beantown Takes, and today we are reacting to another Celtics video. Today we are reacting to B-Ball Breakdown as he reacts to the Celtics trade. Obviously you guys know the Celtics traded for Porzingis. We had to give Smart to Memphis in that trade, and alongside of that we had to give up Danilo Gallinari and we had to give up Mike Muscala to the Washington Wizards. And then the Wizards got Tyus Jones from Memphis. It was a 3-team trade. It was one of the biggest moves of the offseason so far. And today we reacted to B-Ball Breakdown and his video called Celtics Made the Smart Move. I see what you did there. Smart move. I see what you did there. Funny. We're going to see what he has to say on this trade and to why the Celtics made the right move into trading Smart as opposed to the other guards. As you guys know, they were looking to trade off one of their guard pieces away. And we're going to see why the Celtics made the smart move in trading Marcus Smart over the other two players. Leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed these videos. Subscribe now if you guys are new. You guys know what to do. Go check out the website. The link's in the description down below. Without further ado, stop straight into this video.
When the Celtics made a big splash last week with a 3-team trade that brought Kristaps Porzingis to Boston, everyone seemed to be focused on what he can bring to them on the court. And that is no doubt a huge bonus for a team that seems to be on the verge of a title. But what struck me more was how the subtraction of the player going to Memphis can affect the team just as profoundly and potentially unlock a title. Before we get into how a 7'4" giant with some guard skills can tilt the playing field for the Celtics, let's quickly go over the Marcus Smart experience and why I felt he put a ceiling on their fortunes the past several seasons. Let's start in transition, where the Celtics ranked 10th.
Oh my god, he's legit going to break down his entire game. Wow, okay.
In frequency, but didn't fare better in terms of scoring because Smart turned in an all-time suboptimal performance. For context, he ranked 186th out of 192.
Hold on. Now you're throwing the stats at me? Okay. Marcus Smart transition. PPP. What is PPP? Points per possession? Okay, so Marcus Smart transition points per possession. 0.912. Ranking 186 out of 192 players in a minimum of 100 possessions.
That's disgusting.
So he's at the bottom of this list in this stat here. So when he's on the transition, they produce less than a point per possession.
2 players
Is that what I'm getting at here? Is that right?
Transition possessions with the 8th worst turnover percentage.
Damn! Oh my god! Marcus Smart transition turnover percentage. I'm assuming this is the percentage of how many times he turns the ball over in transition. He turns the ball over 22.5% of the time on the transition. That is 7th in the league. Oh my god. Wow.
Turnovers during this phase of the attack are particularly egregious, and with Smart, they're centered on his passing. With these next 2 lob passes on the fast break, it revealed that this.
Okay, and by the way, guys, again, this is nothing against Marcus Smart. I understand why people are upset that Marcus Smart is gone. He was the leader of the team. He's been on this team for 9 seasons. He was the longest tenured Celtic. He was the voice of the locker room. I understand all that. But did they make the right choice in which guard to trade? In terms of skill set? Probably. At least on the offensive side with his shooting, as I've been saying. Because his shooting hasn't been that great. Let's be completely honest about that one.
Disturbing trend that infected his half-court game as well. I like the idea of having a floor general out there directing traffic and getting everyone into the right positions, but it never felt like Smart had the skill level to be that guy.
But he
you
averaged
see, lobs require a mix of decision-making and
right?
accuracy, which is why not a ton of players throw them consistently. He liked to throw these one-handed off the dribble, and while this was thrown as a no-look, if you go to the beginning of the play against the zone, Robinson can easily see him eyeing Brown early and reacts quickly enough to a pass that was a foot short anyway. The decision to throw this lob isn't a bad one as Tatum gets backdoor with a step on his defender, but Smart tries to throw this one-handed from 35 feet away and it's way off target. And it's not like he
So is the point that this guy is trying to make is that his assist numbers were high because he just had the ball in his hands so much? Is that what it is? Maybe. I mean,
lobs, as his middle penetration sucks Lowry to him and he correctly finds Williams wide open, but even this pass wasn't particularly on target. Another issue Smart seems to have with his passing is when he wants to make a bounce pass. They tend not to be executed properly by not bouncing in the right spot, nor is the decision a good one to attempt the pass since the defender was in good position to steal it. This then bleeds into his pick and roll game, where he seems to have particular issues with his pocket passing. I'm all for creative ways to make passes with one hand, behind the back, hook passes, and everything in between. But this deep into his career, I can understand why the Celtics had finally had enough, considering these types of miscues shouldn't be happening to a starting caliber guard with lots of playoff experience playing in his 9th season. Of the 100...
Okay. Marcus Smart, pick and roll ball handler, points per possession. .968, which ranks 44th in the league. Turnover percentage on the pick and roll as a ball handler. He ranks 8th in the league at 21.1% of the time. And this is a minimum of 100 possessions.
Holy crap!
Wow. That's crazy. So he was just a walk-in turnover pretty much? Is that what I'm like getting at here? So the point that this guy is trying to make is that because of the fact that he had the ball in his hands so much, that's the reason why he had those high assist numbers. But those assist numbers don't matter because his points per possession number as the ball handler are low. And his turnover percentages are high. Ooh. Alright, he might be onto something here. Hold on.
43 players who have used at least 100 pick and roll possessions, only 7 had a higher turnover percentage in the entire NBA.
Wow.
Then there are the plays where he clearly gets out ahead of his skis.
Alright. This stat right here, right? We can say too. Like, I can say it, Mike can say it. We've been saying this especially here. Marcus Smart thinks he's Steph Curry. He thinks he's the guy. He thinks he's one of those elite players, but in reality, he isn't one of those elite players. And this stat right here proves it. Marcus Smart in isolations, points per possession, .746. That is 84th out of 95 players. The turnover percentage for Marcus Smart on isolations, he is second in the NBA at 19%.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the f-
He's just not a good third option for a team. He just isn't.
Trying to do way too much without the proper skill set. And when the margin for error is so small in the Eastern Conference playoffs, you simply can't afford to have a player who can commit these kind of awful turnovers so consistently. I also imagine seeing these decision-making issues come up at the end of key playoff games also became straws that broke the camel's back. With a chance to tie or win game 1, the play was clearly designed for Brown coming around the double staggered screen and then Tatum trying to get open. Smart ignores it all to drive into the chest of his defender, only to decide while in the air that it wasn't a good idea and then throw the ball away.
If anything, they should have passed it to Horford.
And what was the most exciting moment of the Celtics season? They managed to extend the series when Derek White had the presence of mind to continue going to the basket to tip this in a fraction of a second before the buzzer went off. But the way he was guarded dictated Smart should have gotten the ball right back to him for a wide open look on the...
Oh, I didn't even see that, though. I didn't even see that at first. He is wide open in the corner for a 3.
Instead, he decides to just throw up a shot, and while it almost went in, this is a decision-making issue, not a results-based one.
Right.
The Celtics also made a calculation when comparing Derek White's numbers
Okay,
to
now they're going to
Smart's.
compare Derek White and Marcus Smart. Okay. Shout out to this guy. This guy is on it. I might have to start looking at some advanced analytics at least. Some of them. Regular season, per 36 minutes. Derek White versus Marcus Smart. Derek White per 36 minutes averaged 15.8 points. Shot .462 from the field. Shot .381 from 3. Hit 5 assists and 1.5 turnovers. Marcus Smart per 36 averaged 12.9 points. Shot .415 from the field. Shot .336 from 3. Averaged 7 assists, but averaged 2.6 turnovers. Derek White beats him in almost every single stat except for the assists. And even though the assist number is high for Marcus Smart is averaging more than 1 turnover per 36 minutes than Derek White. Wow.
And what they realized was that they had a much more reliable guard who could shoot a lot better from the field
now, if I'm
and
not
make
mistaken
way
here
less.
Too, hold on, if I'm not mistaken here, you want the defensive rating to be low. So this is the total plus minus, I'm assuming. Wow.
Mistakes. Plus, he gives them very good
I don't know too much
defensive
about that
production
one.
as
If you
well.
guys know
With
about
White's
that stat,
playoff
let me know in the
performance,
comments.
He made Smart expendable. Memphis can definitely use him while John Morant
I think I
serves
said it
his
right,
25-game suspension next year, and you can be sure he'll fill up the box score. And if you want the opportunity to win some money on all that production, then you have to head over to UnderdogFantasy.com and
That was
check
a
out
W
Pick'em,
time for
where you
promo,
can
I'm
choose
not
2
gonna
to
lie.
5 players, then decide on the over-under for specific stats. It's super easy to set up, and you can win up to 20 times.
Okay, here we go.
To win money while thinking about how the Celtics had already been playing at stretch 5 with Al Horford. But it was coaching criminality.
That
and he only
that
took
promo just
29
flowed so
pick and pops
perfectly.
from
If I
behind
ever
the
have a
arc,
promotion on this
considering
channel, that's
he
how
hit
I'm
such a
gonna
high
do it.
percentage. Porzingis took more than twice as many per game, and just look at the shooting percentages of the top pick and pop guys last year. Everyone should be hunting these shots way more if these guys are going to get open so easily and knock them down so efficiently.
Al Horford.
With Porzingis, he's so much taller than everybody else that he can see over any type of contest, and he's got good rhythm and form, so I would expect the Celtics to build off of their existing philosophy and find KP way more often after he sets the ball screen. While his post-up numbers are very good, he did the bulk of his damage against severe mismatches after forcing the switch. So, don't expect him to just command low post position, call for the ball, and go to work with his back to the basket. It's usually a bit awkward in these situations, and he's infinitely better turning these into mid-range shots after facing up. He's good at this kind of thing, but there's also evidence that when attacking a smaller player, he doesn't get calls he should, which can affect the outcome. Perhaps the refs feel sorry for the shorties trying to guard him and give them the benefit of the doubt more often, so don't hold your breath waiting for the Celtics to throw it down low to him in crunch time when they absolutely need a bucket. The biggest issue the Celtics have is which positions they intend to play these guys in. While the modern game is more positionless than ever, the best high-volume three-point season Jason Tatum had was when he played almost exclusively at the power forward in 1920. The Celtics posted their highest offensive rating as a team in the Tatum era that year until last year, and I do understand they were the best offense in the league with Tatum playing the 4 only 34% of the time. But I'm convinced that the key to a deep playoff run will be the advantage they have with Porzingis at the 5, Tatum at the 4, and Brown playing small forward with White and Malcolm Brogdon in the backcourt.
You guys think they're going to do that? Like, let me know in the comment section down below, too. What do you think their starting lineup is going to be on opening night? As much as I like the sounds of that lineup, and that lineup makes a lot of sense, you would have to think that either Rob Williams or Al Horford's going to be in that lineup. That's just plain and simple. Especially with Al Horford, where you can have some leadership presence on the floor. You know, Al Horford, as we've been saying, is like an uncle on this team. It's Uncle Al. You might need a little bit of veteran presence on that floor, so maybe you run Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Porzingis, and Al Horford. Or you run Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Porzingis, and Rob Williams. I feel like that's what they're going to go with. Just so they can have some bench depth. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. I'm not fully against his lineup. I'm just saying that's probably not the lineup they're going to go with.
This gets Brown creating less and falling into turnover issues like we saw in last year's playoffs. And while these 4 alongside Horford last year didn't exactly light it up, I think the added dimension of ball handling and shot creation that Porzingis brings can unlock even more for the Celtics. The first thing you'll notice with this group is how much space there is to operate in, and Jason Tatum will benefit the most as sharpshooters Brogdon and White can pull their men out of the way, and despite average three-point shooting, Brown does command some gravity as well. It wouldn't be hard to imagine Porzingis in that left corner and his defender unwilling to stray too far off of him, meaning there's no help on this Tatum drive for the layup. There seemed to be some grumbling about Malcolm Brogdon from Celtics fans during the postseason, but he's a very good pick-and-roll ball handler, makes great decisions consistently, doesn't try to do too much, and makes the right play way more often than not. I really like the Brogdon-Tatum two-man game with the cleared outside, as Brogdon has no problem making the simple pocket pass and Tatum can do the rest. With such good perimeter scorers around Porzingis, they should be able to get some beautiful ball movement and force major rotations to hunt wide-open corner threes.
This should be a much better
and with
shooting
Brogdon
team,
running the
I'll tell you
Spain
that
pick and
much.
roll, Tatum steps out from behind the ball screener, Brogdon reads it perfectly, and they get another great look. I love this horn set, where they put Brown and Tatum at the elbows with Brogdon out top. This back screen quickly turns into a backdoor spin, with Brown making the nice feed for another Tatum layup without any help rotations.
White in the corner there.
Out of a similar setup, they run a weak side split action with the ball in the high post.
Like right there, they had so many
Brown and Tatum involved in weak side
for a
action,
shot.
the better. As the flare screen catches the defense on the wrong side of the cutting Tatum, who can go to work down low. Again, with tons of space when the defense doesn't want to leave the shooters.
Even had Brown
And
over
White
in the
is
corner
decent
there.
running the pick and roll with a much lower turnover percentage than Marcus Smart.
Right.
As he can throw the pocket pass with better accuracy. So, does this move finally pave the way for the Celtics to not only get to the finals, but to win it all? The biggest issue is that they're relying on some guys that tend to miss a ton of games year
I was just about
after
to say
year.
that too.
So,
The only thing
if they
that could
can't
be in
figure
their
out
way
how to
is
load
injury.
manage their playing time, the biggest obstacle in their way of a title will be injuries that disrupt the chemistry needed to win the NBA championship.
W video from B-Ball Breakdown. I'll leave his stuff in the description down below. This was such an eye-opening video in terms of Marcus Smart's skill set, at least. And I'm not gonna lie, as much as it hurts as a Celtic fan, because he's been here for 9 years, he's done so much for the city of Boston, the community, and he was like that voice in the clubhouse, that leader, or as we would say it, the heart and soul. I think in terms of skill set, as much as I hate to say it, I think they did get the right choice in terms of who they got rid of. It's painful to say, but I think they made the right choice. If they're going to run Brogdon and they're going to run Derek White, I mean, this team, shooting-wise at least, is going to be very good. And alongside with that, the turnovers should be decreased a little bit now. And hopefully we get some good ball movement this upcoming season. Thank you guys for watching this video. Leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed these videos. Subscribe now if you guys are new. You guys know what to do. Go check out our website. Links in the description down below. Go check out B-Ball Breakdown. I'll leave his stuff in the description down below. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. Do you guys feel better after this video? Do you still hate the move? Which, if you still hate the move, I don't blame you. I mean, if you're a true Celtics fan, I don't blame you. Who didn't like Marcus Smart on this team and what he brought to us? But thank you guys for watching. It's been your boy Jesse, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, guys.